about society that I simply do not understand. Like, for example, why we're forced into slave labor. Why we're forced to work 8-hour days, 5 days a week. And then when we have our pension and supposedly have some pension funds and everything, supposedly, because I hear that a lot of pensioners in various different countries are extremely poor and live below the life standard or the minimal life standard that you'd expect. You know, it's very strange that we work until we're that old and can't really enjoy the money. I mean, we need freedom and money while we're young, right? At the very least, freedom. That's why this society is so strange. I mean, who wants to live in this box life that is made by someone else? Who wants to just be forced to fit in? Like, do you want to work like that? Because there should be an alternative, shouldn't there? I mean, shouldn't there be an alternative to just live in a smaller village, live in a farm somewhere, live in the woods, make your own house, without the government or anyone butting in? Shouldn't that be an option? Shouldn't these things be options? Why should you be forced to work as a slave, doing something you don't find meaningful in order to get the money for rent and bills, to then drown your pain in TV shows, alcohol, parties, drugs, or whatever your personal drug will be? Like, what's the point of it all? At least in the past, we were striving for self-improvement. And we supported one another. Men and women supported one another. You didn't have to be the top in a shit society and be scum in order to succeed. That's what I find so disgusting about society. If you have any idea, I mean, I don't think most people have any idea on how hard, because they don't think about it, how hard it is to succeed in today's society without conforming. When the group is doing something wrong, you're expected to just follow the group, right? Just follow the procedure. Follow the rules. No matter how many people get hurt, no matter how much more suffering it brings, no matter how wrong it is, you're expected to do it like a robot, making your life less and less meaningful, making your sense of self and your sense of self-worth lesser and lesser. And so you indulge in these various different drugs, these escapes from reality, rather than fixing said reality. That's why it's not as simple as Jordan Peterson says, to just try to clean your room, to just get a raise, to do better at your job or whatever. For some that may work, but it's not as simple as that. Society is screwed in so many ways. And that's what I find so strange. Like, why aren't we helping one another and just letting the elites do as they please? Why don't we unite like peasants did in the past? I made a video about that too, or more a podcast. But anyways, why don't we do that? Why don't we help each other? Why don't we build something better together? like, I've never really understood that. Like, I understand it if you don't want to help someone who doesn't want to, work or do anything to make it right for themselves. But when I see someone, if I think of myself in a higher position, let's say I'd be wealthy, or I'd have land or whatever, then just because someone might not be extremely competent in certain regards, or maybe the person is honest or whatever, and I just give the person some tough work that they can sustain their life on for a bit. So I give them some kind of sense of security provided they put the work in. I don't understand why that's so hard for people to offer other people. I mean, there's plenty of work to be done at, let's say, a farm. Yet it's extremely difficult to find such work. Lest you live in the area or you have contacts. But as long as you're an outsider, I suppose that's very difficult. Or at least, that's what I've found. But like I said, if I had funds, and if I had everything covered that I'd need to have covered, then I wouldn't mind helping someone else get their shit together. Get them onto their feet. Give them something to do. Maybe it's low paid work. Maybe they just get $300-400 a month, but they get a place to stay. They get security. They don't need to worry super much, and the work is more meaningful. The work is more linked to survival, inner peace, things that are useful, things that are productive, things that help us grow. Well, I mean, farm work, it will help you grow physically, for example. Cooking, hunting, chopping timber, things that also help you physically and improve your state of mind. Yet working in this concrete hellhole, following really messed up procedures, or just being forced to conform, and having to deal with the fact that so many people cannot even handle someone else having a slightly different opinion than them. I mean, how are you supposed to make it as a decent human being in such a hellhole? You see all these things on Facebook as well. There are so many people out there who are faking decency, and it's going viral. They're just making fake stories with 3 million likes, and it's just like, oh, look at us save this animal, after putting the animal into the trouble. And it's just like, not enough people seem to see through this, that all this is fake. And so, don't you ever wonder why there are so few decent people around? Like genuine acts of decency. Genuine acts of good. Like everyone's just in it for themselves. You rarely see anything based off of altruism, or like doing something for a very small reward. You very rarely see people do that. I mean, it's not weird. I mean, there's no reward for it, and that would be fine, but you even get punished for it. I mean, doing the right thing is very difficult, but it's necessary if you want the world to be a better place. But you get punished. You don't get to belong. you don't get any help yourself, even if you help others. Well, maybe if you help enough people, and these people know some ways, or know some other people that can fix your situation a little bit, so that you can do more to help others. I mean, that's what I want to do. I want to use my skills and my talents to help others fix my situation, and so I can help others even more. Because that way I wouldn't have to worry. I mean, the same would apply if I had $1 million. I could legit retire. I mean, I don't need much, but if I had $1 million, I'd be pretty set. Pretty set. Like, I could just go travel to different places and help people across the world. I could be at peace. And I could enjoy the rest of my life and do the things that matter. I don't need anything fancy. I can live as a traveler, that's fine. I can live cheaply, I can create and craft my own places. I can buy cheap land in that case and build my own house. I wish that I could do something like that. But I'm not gonna sacrifice my morals in order to do it. I'm not gonna sacrifice, well, doing what is right just to get there after 25 years of hard work. I mean, what the fuck, man? 25 years and I'd be pretty much 50. What the fuck would I do? What's the point with the money and everything then? What would be the point? Being stuck in this fucking hellhole. Screwed over by the system completely. I mean, if I had to do that, what's the point in even living? Shouldn't I just kill myself in that case? Because I'm not going to find any suitable mate around here. Not around these parts. No way. So what can I actually do, is the question. Like, right now it's in the middle of the night and I'm actually supposed to sleep, but I'm just here thinking. Thinking and thinking. Asking myself all these different questions. Searching for some kind of answer. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Because life simply isn't worth it if I have to slave away, sacrifice my own individuality, lose everyone I love. I mean, what's the point in living? What's the point in doing anything? I can't live my life like that. The only way I can say that I'm proud of myself is if I succeed with something I love doing. Like music. Writing stories, writing lyrics. Helping people. Creating something better. Some brighter society. Something that is, or even a village. Starting up something new. Creating something where people can see beauty and feel hope. I mean, if you could see all the feelings and all the despair in all the people around in town, like I can, if you could sense the overall, well, the overall atmosphere, you'd be terrified. 'Cause it's so goddamn sad. It is so empty. It is so dark. The evil just snatches things away one by one. And everyone else is just kind of a victim to it. We're basically as sheep waiting for the wolves to take us. Yet we're pretending that the wolves don't exist. And it is so sad. So that's why I want to create a place, even if I can't fix the world, even if I can't fix my country, even if I can't fix my town, I can create something new and create some kind of place where I can bring light to a lot of people's lives, or at the very least a couple, to create a sustainable future, something beautiful, something where we unite and combine our forces, where we can be ourselves, where we can unite and create something much, much better and much more meaningful. Because I refuse to let this society push me down. It is this shitty society that is supposed to go down instead. And I will continue to try to shatter all the masks that I can see. Because I am so sick of seeing all these different masks. Snap back into reality and do something about this reality. If you want a brighter future, then you ought to do something too. Something that matters. But what can I say? There are so many perspectives. You could just say that all of this is, oh, well, you're useless and you're just complaining. Well, that's not really a nice thing to say, and quite mean, and it's not really giving any, advice on how to fix it. But yeah, you could just write me off as someone who is simply not meant for this world. You could write me off as someone who is worthless in today's society, or next to it. I mean, surely I can do a lot to help people, and I do when I get the chance, but, you could still write that off as a useless ability. You could say if I'm not doing something productive, creating new products, or working on new products, or improving old products, then I'm worthless. If I'm not just another cog in the wheel of this dark and hellish society, then I am useless. And that's just my own fault. And it's me that I should just fix everything, despite working out, despite learning everything I can, despite seeing everything from as many perspectives as I can, despite understanding so many different types of people. I'm still yet the one who is supposed to clean my own room. But yeah, I will. I will find some way, one or another, to get the life that I desire, to build my own place, and if someone's gonna try to stop me, they're gonna have a lot of trouble. If society is going to try to stop me, when this is my only solution, then I'm gonna do everything to destroy that society. Everything I can to burn it down so that something better can rise, which will probably eventually crumble as well. Because evil will always find its way to the top in one way or another. Do you know why evil finds it so easily to the top? Because evil is willing to use any means necessary to take control, to benefit itself. It will do anything it can, without any limits. And that is unlike what good would do. And that is why, in order to beat evil, one must unite the good, and then eradicate the evil, and then be tough enough to say no, to deny the evil, to even get a hold. For once you realize the differences between good and evil, and once you pick sides, and you stick to it, and you put your feet down, first then you can make a difference. First then you can have a lasting change. A lasting, productive, warm and bright society. It will be tough. But that tough part of life, these hard, tough parts of life, will actually be rewarding, unlike in today's society or the past years. I want to create a world where you're rewarded for your hard work, where you're rewarded for being good, where you can actually spread some light without it getting drowned by darkness immediately, where you can be your own flame without getting smothered by this shitty society, by this shitty censorship and controlling society, where good can grow and where evil has no hold. That is my dream. Thank you for listening.